Hi, welcome to Carvers. Today we are going to talk about the 2022 BMW i4 M50. Before we start the video, please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell in order not to miss the latest car news. The more we drive high-performance EVs, the more we become convinced the greatest engineering hurdle is not batteries or motors, but rather figuring out how to program soul. It's not the easiest thing to do in a gasoline-powered car, either, but those vehicles have more levers you can pull to get the desired result. Creating the same or greater emotional connection with the driver with fewer inputs continues, apparently, to vex EV engineers globally. The good news is, the performance part of the equation is already taken care of. Just look at the 2022 BMW i4 M50 here. Its performance is fantastic. As we predicted, it'll gap an M3 competition in a straight line, hitting 60 miles per hour in just 3.3 seconds, 0.2 seconds quicker. The gas-powered M car needs a full quarter mile to catch up, with the two tied in that run at 11.6 seconds. The M3 competition did, however, go 4.8 miles per hour faster than the i4 M50's 120.9 mile per hour trap speed. Note the i4 M50 must be in Sport Boost mode to achieve maximum acceleration, other modes won't cut it. The gas-powered car stops a little shorter, 2 feet, but no surprise there considering it's 1,348 pounds lighter than the 5,093 pound i4 M50. Still, the BMW EV's ability to stop from 60 miles per hour in 104 feet is impressive. Even more impressive is its consistency, as heavy EVs tend to overheat their brakes after a few emergency stop tests. Not this one. It's equally unsurprising the lighter, nearly as quick M3 comp pulls higher G on the skid pad and sets a quicker figure-8 lap. But that's also due in part to the i4 M50's overly aggressive stability control that cuts your throttle inputs until the steering wheel is nearly straight, even when the escape is off. Why BMW programmed it this way is a mystery, as the car clearly has the power to perform well, and other M products have an actual drift mode. In other words, BMW isn't known for being afraid of some sideways action. Regardless, 0.94 grams on the skid pad isn't bad, nor is the 24.5 second figure-8 lap at 0.80 average G. All that performance is especially impressive when you consider the M3 comp rides on a stickier tire and runs wider meets in the front. While it rides on a BMW spec Michelin Pilot Sport 4S summer tire, the i4 M50 makes do with a BMW spec Pirelli P0 Elect high performance all season. Specifically designed for EVs, it's also a run-flat tire and has low rolling resistance properties, so keeping up with the M3 comp while using this rubber is even more impressive. Also bear in mind we're talking about the highest performance M3 ever made. The M3 comp is everything the M division knows how to do to make a gas-powered midsize luxury sedan fast, and it's one of our favorite sports sedans. The 2022 BMW i4 M50 is the company's first crack at an EV sedan, more comparable to a standard M3 in terms of performance. Give the i4 M50 the competition treatment, or the full boat competition sport treatment, and things will get real interesting. Also remember the fact this i4 M50 is $76,760 as tested, which is basically the same as the base price of an M3 comp and much less than the nearly 6 figures a lightly optioned M3 comp sells for. Those are all just numbers, though. The driving experience is where the gas-powered cars still retain a serious edge over electric cars. As wildly capable as the 2022 BMW i4 M50 is, it feels like a cutting-edge, full-motion driving simulator. That said, we're talking about it in the context of the i4 M50 being a performance vehicle. If you look at it simply as an electric 3 Series, the i4 is great. It's quiet, it's quick, it charges quickly, it has plenty of range, and it's plenty comfortable. However, driver isolation is the main problem from the driving enthusiast's perspective. The i4 M50's interior is extremely quiet, which leaves you feeling disconnected from the outside world as it rushes past. The optional high-performance tires on their 20-inch wheels don't squeal until they're at their absolute limit, so there's not much audible feedback there, either. Likewise, the steering feels artificial and detached, like a poor simulator steering wheel rather than one connected to wheels and tires. As a result of all this isolation, it feels less like you're driving an amazing sports sedan on a beautiful mountain road and more like you're inside a massive, full immersion, full motion video game. You feel the G-forces pulling you around in the seat and you see the scenery whizzing by, but it feels distant. BMW is acutely aware of the above, and it hired award-winning composer Hans Zimmer to help create unique soundtracks for the powertrain to liven things up. Even with an Oscar winner involved, though, it sounds like sci-fi movie effects tied to accelerator position. We give BMW an A for effort here, but it just didn't work for us, but perhaps we're out of touch and younger drivers will enjoy it. On the other hand, ride quality is an excellent upside to all the isolation. BMW discovered a fantastic balance here between road-holding ability and compliance, with the 2022 BMW i4 M50 able to easily soak up bumps big and small, in a straight line or in the middle of a corner, with minimal impact in the cabin and no effect on tire grip or suspension composure. In this regard, the i4 M50 is outstanding. The only handling quibble you might notice comes during the initial corner turn-in. Crack the steering, and there's momentary mild understeer as you come into the turn. The somewhat counterintuitive solution is to get on the accelerator earlier than you'd usually do, which activates the front motor and pulls the nose into the curve. Plan ahead, and you can avoid the understeer entirely by getting your braking done early and carrying a little less entry speed so you can get back on the power sooner. Thankfully, the car has so much grip, the stability control issues we ran into on the test track never showed up on the street. Back to the brakes for a moment. They're very strong and fade-free, and the handoff from regenerative to mechanical braking is seamless, when you work them hard. More on this shortly. And although BMW allows you to select multiple levels of regenerative braking, including a high setting that really throws you forward when you lift off the go pedal, it also programmed this EV to behave like a gas-powered car at low speeds. We give it top marks for this characteristic. There is no true one-pedal driving mode, as at speeds less than about 12 miles per hour the Regan suddenly backs way off and the car keeps rolling rather than coming to a stop. It also creeps forward automatically as soon as you take your foot off the brake rather than waiting for you to provide accelerator input. We can work around all this without issue, but the handoff from regenerative braking to mechanical braking at those sub 12 mile per hour speeds is touchy and abrupt, so much so that you'll toss your passengers forward if you don't brush the brake pedal perfectly. Considering you'll likely be driving around in city traffic more often than you'll be tearing up a canyon road, this is something that needs improvement. Other issues we have with the 2022 BMW i4 M50 are comparatively small. The decision to make it a hatchback instead of a sedan means the rear window is a mail slot. The 227-mile range on these optional 20-inch wheels is not good, so much so that we want to drive the base 19-inch wheels that get 270 miles of range before we make any purchasing recommendations. All in all, the 2022 BMW i4 M50 is a hell of the first swing at an all-electric luxury sports sedan. It's certainly got the luxury sedan part right, and the performance aspect is there. It simply needs a little more polish to establish an emotional connection with its driver. As we've found recently, though, you need an M competition or an M competition sport if you want the old M experience. Here's hoping there's an i4 M50 competition waiting in the wings. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more following videos.